everyone. Good afternoon. It's a beautiful Wednesday. I forgot what day of the week it is. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I wanted to welcome you all to my group. And for those of you that have been with me for a while, I wanted to say hello. And for those of you that are brand spanking new, hello and welcome. And you may notice that the group looks a little different. The cover photo is a little bit different. The name even changed overnight. What the heck, Karishma? And I'm excited to share these changes with you all. And I'm really excited about what's about to unfold with my business and really talk about the beauty of transition today. Transition, change that happens in our life. And just a little bit about what's going on in the Coach Karishma world. Really exciting changes, actually. You know, it's interesting because as I've been in my own personal development, personal growth journey, what I get to experience in my life is what I get to bring to my clients' lives, what I get to bring to you in these free Facebook group talks every single Wednesday afternoon. And what is happening is really exciting, actually, for me. So one of the things that I have been doing intentionally is helping clients really create financial freedom and create the life of their dreams. Create financial freedom and life freedom. And I used to think that success in business meant hustle and grind. I thought that success in business meant sacrificing yourself. And I thought that business was about leaving something for the future. And what I'm realizing more and more is my business is about me being me today. That, you know, as an entrepreneur, as a real estate investor today, I get to leave my legacy every single day. And my legacy is so much more than money in a bank account. My legacy today is the impact that I have on people, the presence I have in relationships, the presence I have with myself, creating incredible bonds with the people that I love and care about, really create a life. And for me, what I'm realizing that is that what I call presence, my ability to be fully present, isn't because of sacrifice today. I don't have to sacrifice my health. I don't have to sacrifice the quality of my life. I don't have to sacrifice the quality of my relationships even to create an incredible legacy. And I believe that legacy is about who we are every single day, how we show up every single day, because it's those moments of us showing up fully connected, connecting to our heart, really showing up with love, with impact, with connection in every area of our lives that allow us to create ripples and ripples and ripples of impact in the world. And I believe that it's about creating a beautiful financial legacy, yes, but more than that, it's creating the legacy of living your legacy every single day. And so these are the messages that I've been coaching on intentionally for quite some time now. And it's just beautiful because I'm in a business relationship, a life relationship with my partner today, who is a multifamily real estate investor. And we are bringing this gift of presence, of living your legacy into a new realm, into a new playground. And I say playground because really life is a playground. You know, we put all this pressure on ourselves to perform and to show up and to do and to be successful and so on and so on and so forth. But if we look at everything as a playground, your relationship can be a playground. Your relationship with your kids can be a playground. Your work, your business, your partnerships, all of those can be playgrounds. And what I really want to do and work with my partner in doing is really bringing love, connection, presence into the multifamily space. And therefore, the group name has changed to Multifamilies Living Their Legacy, Living Your Legacy. And, you know, if you've been with me for some time, stick around. Just like they'll benefit from the free coaching that I will provide them, you get to benefit from the free coaching that I provide you. And I'm still going to show up here every single Wednesday at 12 o'clock Central, doing my lives, talking about intention, focus, and really creating a life of alignment and flow where it's about financial freedom, but it's really about creating the life of our dreams where we're showing up really and fully empowered. And so what I wanted to talk to you all today was about a lesson, a kind of a mini lesson that I shared with some of my coaching clients this morning. And one of my mentors a few years ago shared this message that really rang true for me today. And it's what I shared with my clients this morning. And what he said was the following. He said, life is about your focus, your attention, and your intention. Life is about your focus, your attention, and your intention. And I'm going to kind of go down into each of those for just a few minutes. And I mentioned in my topic today that we're talking about transition. How beautiful is it that we all get to transition? And here I am in the midst of another transition. I've shared in here my stories about my business, moving into entrepreneur space, struggling with overwhelm, struggling with creating time freedom, which is what I wanted in my business, and all of those transitions. I've shared in here about my divorce and life transitions. And here I am in the midst of another transition. And, a lot of times we get really afraid when it's time to take that leap of faith. We get really afraid when it's time to step up and take the action that moves us into the next depth of who we are. And, for those of you that you may understand what I'm talking about, sometimes there's a change that happens. There's a desire for change that happens, and it comes from inside of you. There's a change that happens, and it's demanding you to pay attention. And you have no idea what that's going to look like. And I know I can talk about my story where, years ago, I knew that I had to quit my job. And I was in a really great career, moving up the corporate ladder. I even had the quote unquote flexibility that I wanted, all the things. And I knew that it was time to move out of that. And I stayed in it until it became a hell no. And then swiftly, I moved into kind of finding out who I was, taking a few months to really go into my own personal development journey. And that started that path of who am I outside of the job and the success, and led me into my entrepreneur path. And even this coaching thing kind of just happened, where I knew that I had a message that I wanted to share. I knew I had a message where I wanted to reach people and help people, because I've received so many gifts during those times of low where I felt like I was alone. I received so many gifts that helped me get out of my depression, my anxiety, my overwhelm, and just all kinds of crazy things in my life. And so I knew that I'd already benefited from so many of those gifts that I was able to receive as a result of my mentors, my coaches, my colleagues, my friends over the course of years. And that led me to showing up as a coach. That led me to showing up on Facebook, just going on live just because I wanted to, because my heart was telling me, Karishma, show up and just go. And sometimes there's a pull that happens inside of us. And sometimes it doesn't make any sense, even based on the external experiences that we're facing. But at some time, you have to pay attention to that voice that's inside of your heart. And I call that the voice of the soul. And so often with transitions, there's transition that happens. Sometimes there's transitions in and out of business relationships, in and out of business partnerships. There's transitions in and out of life relationships, life partnerships. And there's even transition that happens in your own business. If you're in the process of scaling, in the process of growing, in the process of doing things a little bit differently, those are all transitions. And a lot of times that fear of the unknown takes over, where it's like, who am I in the midst of this transition? But the beauty is recognizing that change and transition, and even the lows that sometimes come with that transition of being in that like roller coaster, and it feels like it's a little bit low right now, is so beautiful. Because all of it gives us an opportunity to align back to our hearts, align back to our soul, and be like, who am I? Who am I in the midst of all these transitions? And recognizing that you are not your limitations, you are your dreams. You are everything that you stand for. You are the reason that you came to that table and you showed up to listen to your dreams. And it's easy to fall back into all the limitations that we've been taught. And I'm realizing more and more that society really connects through pain. It's so easy to connect through pain. It's easy to connect through suffering. How often do we go on Facebook or social media and we see people griping about the weather, the recession, the gas prices, the list goes on. It's so easy to connect through pain. Or even hustle and grind in business. But how many times do we see people showing up and they really show up as being love, as being joy, as being gratitude, as being everything? And isn't it time that we set a new bar for what it looks like to be inspired by people? Isn't it time we set a new bar on creating what our life looks like with that focus, that attention, and that intention on our dreams? And let's break it down. What does that mean, Karishma? Focus is, what am I focusing on? What I focus on grows every single day. And that means that every day I get to choose, every moment I get to choose, where is my focus? Because if I focus on what's missing, what's broken, what is the lack, what is the limitation, and if I go down that hamster wheel, I'm setting myself up for lack, scarcity, and fear. And that often ripples into overwhelm, despair, depression, massive anxiety. You list it. So the choice is to focus on the dream, to focus on what's right, to focus on what's beautiful, to focus what's right there in front of me right now. I get to make that conscious decision every single day. And my mentor made this beautiful analogy where he talked about a mosquito. He talked about a mosquito and he said, if you're in an 8x8 room with the mosquito, what are you focusing on? You're going to focus on the mosquito. But imagine that you are now in a stadium, in a football stadium, and there's a mosquito. You're not going to be focusing on the mosquito. You're going to be focusing on the magnitude of the experience, the sounds, the smells, the stimuli, the people, the experience of what's in front of you right now. And what we have is the experience of all these beautiful gifts that are available to us if we choose to focus on them. So focus and attention is, where am I focusing on? Where's my attention going to? And for me, when I'm in those moments of fear and those moments of overwhelm where I feel like I'm drowning, I get to put my attention on what's here right now. I get to put my feet where my head is and my head where my feet are, and really be here, be present. And literally, sometimes I have to put myself experientially in something. I may have to put my feet on the grass outside and be like, okay, Karishma, right here, right now, you're okay. Right here, right now, you're okay. You're better than okay. Your tummy is full. You've got a roof on your head. You've got food in the fridge. You're better than okay right now. And bringing my attention and my focus back to what's really here, not what's missing, not what I think is wrong with me or what's wrong with the situation, but really what's here right now. And last but not least, my intention. What is my intention? I talk about intention a lot in here. Intention is, what do I want? So if I want a life of happiness and peace and joy, you see, I can't be focusing on what's missing, what's broken, what's wrong with the situation, what's wrong with me, because what that creates is more of what I don't want. What I get to choose to focus on is how in my power I am, how many possibilities I have, how many potential I have, who am I connected with, who am I growing with, and so on and so forth. And isn't it time to start aligning ourselves with people that really lift us up fully and really bring us up fully? So let's today all set our attention, our focus on the gifts that are in front of us, the gifts for our body, our mind, our emotions, our lives as it is right now. To choose to focus on what we have, not what's missing. And to choose to focus on what we want and really being grateful for everything that comes into our reality that supports what we want. And that, my friends, becomes the ripple of change. It starts with one thought, one movement, one step forward every single day, no matter what your mind is telling you, what your emotions are telling you, what your body is telling you, to show up and do it every day in any way. So I'm really excited. I'm really grateful. Appreciate all of you for being here. And I'm excited to share what I have. You know, again, I mentioned the massive changes with the branding, the name of the Facebook group. Stick around with me. I'm going to keep showing up, keep giving you value. And I'm excited. There's going to be a lot of webinars coming up. I've got some workshops in the back end that I'm working on and some really exciting things to really show up, to provide massive value, and to really help every one of you create a life of incredible freedom. Because I know I'm worth it. And so are you. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to all of you soon. Bye.